What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to tell you about 4 tools that I've bought to help me with the work on both my bikes and to have it around the garage, because I know they're going to come handy anytime. Now these are not necessary tools to have in your garage, but they are going to make your life much easier. Obviously it depends on what kind of work you do, but here we go, let's go and have a look. So the first thing I want to tell you about is angle grinder. So angle grinders are extremely useful, very versatile tools to have in your garage, and for good reason. So this one is a DeWalt, is a 18 volt, so obviously cordless, which is one of my requirements to have around the garage. So obviously I'm limited on the amount of electricity I can get in here and plugs, to be honest. So having a wireless one means I can take it anywhere in the garage, or even outside when I'm working outside the garage, even at home, loft, anywhere I want to, I can take this. Now when I bought this DeWalt, this is the, let me see if I know the model, is a DCG412. So this model actually came without a battery, without any accessories, simply with a handle and the cover to protect from the protect the disc, or protect yourself from the disc. So this is a very simple one, doesn't have much to it, so I didn't bother doing an unboxing. It comes with a tool which is like an Allen key, which is here, and just to lock the disc in. And the good thing is that this has quite a decent size for the disc. You can have a 125mm diameter disc, or 115, depending which one you want to use, but basically you can use the bigger one like I have here. So the reason why I wanted one of these is because you can simply change the disc and it almost becomes a new tool. So on this one at the moment I have, if you can see closer, let me focus. Yeah, this is a sanding tool. It's great to remove the rust on any metals they have, or to be honest you can use it in any material, but I bought it mainly for metal, to remove all that rust from any bike part. And actually I had a little go on this one, as you can see. I had a bit of rust, so I put it through some rust treatment. But I wanted to, I wanted to remove the paint, and obviously I can put a paint stripper, wasted a little bit of time, or I can just sand it and it gets to the bare metal, and then I can primer it, and then will be nice and ready to spray it and put it back on the bike. So obviously you can have one of these discs, or you can have, and I bought a few, like a paint stripper disc. You can have one of these. These again, I bought these on Amazon, same as those ones. So those are mainly for sanding, but obviously you can remove paint. These are meant to be really good for that, for paint stripping. And this what I bought to do the work on my CB250N. So removing out all that paint from the tank. This will be extremely useful. And you buy them as batches, so a pack of 6 I believe I got, about £15. And then I also got, let me see if I can, where is it? Where did I put it? So I found it. So I got these ones, and these are cutting discs. So cutting discs are extremely useful, and this is what makes this tool so good, because you can strip paint, sand it, and cut it. And you can have different discs, and this is ones that were recommended to me. So when I went on Amazon, I just bought the ones that had more reviews and the higher rating. So this disc is very thin, and but strong enough. But then again, it's just going to cut it, so you don't need to worry about the thickness too much. And obviously the only one I haven't bought, and I don't think I particularly need it, is a grinding disc. So the grinding disc has its own utilities, but for me the sanding disc will do most of the jobs, and the other ones that I've bought. But anyway, this is basically the DeWalt angle grinder, 18 volt. Now, one of the things that if you buy one of these, it won't come with a battery. So I actually had to order a battery separately, and I bought it from or as a tool station, which was in a discount. Now the original batteries from DeWalt are extremely expensive. They can range all the way from £80 to 250. Really depends on the quality of the battery they have. Now this one was on 30% discount, and I bought it, so I got it for about £60, $59.99, and it's a 5 amp battery, which is much bigger than my other batteries, which are 2 amp for the my hand drill. So this, it was extremely good buy, and the good thing is they all connect through. All my machines have a circular saw up there. I have the angle grinder, I have the drill, so all of them I can swap the battery, and this one will last for a long time. You can see that, let me unlock it. And I've already used it a few times, and the battery, it seems to be pretty good. And I was worried if the 18 volt wouldn't be powerful enough to do the work that I needed, but I used it to cut, I used it to sand, and I had no problem, and the battery is still going. So if you are considering an angle grinder, this DeWalt is an amazing one. Obviously, to be honest, you can't really go wrong because there's so many out there, and they're very simple. They're rotary machines, so you just change the discs. The discs are actually the most important things, so any of them would be quite useful. Now, I have to say one thing that if I knew in advance, would be possibly buying a smaller one, just because this is quite big, and sometimes, especially when you're trying to sand, you want to hold it, you want to pick up a part and maybe use your hands other than putting on a vise. You just want to use it with one hand, and it's quite heavy. Obviously you can hold it there, but you don't have as much control. So there's some other ones that you can buy. They are much smaller, and obviously they have a cord, but they might actually be a little bit better, or much better, to be honest with you, to do this kind of work. So consider that when you're buying one. Now the other thing I wanted to tell you about is the vice clamp, or vice. Again, I don't know, I think they're just called vice. So this is a 4-inch clamp, and I thought it was probably big enough for majority of the work that I want. This is pretty heavy. I would say maybe 5 kilograms. And this one, again, I got it for Amazon for £20. And the good thing is, whenever you put it on the table, so you can put some bolts there to lock it to the table, you can rotate at 360 degrees, and it has an area here if you want to hammer something. And the clamp is pretty big. I was playing around with it, and it opens up quite a bit. So definitely something that if you're doing work, and you know, especially when doing sanding and or drilling, you want it to be held properly and it won't move. So if you put it on if you put some bolts in, it's locked to the table, it's not going to go anywhere, and you can do really good work really quickly as well. So all of these tools are not necessary, but they'll make your life much easier. Now the other tool that I got is one that I haven't used it yet, and it's a heat gun. So heat guns are extremely useful for many jobs, to be honest. You can use to strip paint, to take dents of metal with a bit of heat. It's also good for electrical work if you need to heat up solder or any of the tubes. Actually, the work that I've done on previous episode, that would be a good use for it. Now this one, I don't have a lot of experience to these ones, but this one is from Amazon, and it was the most sold and with an extremely good rating. Again, I have not a lot to say about this. I think you can regulate at the back the temperature, so the heat power. So it doesn't really tell you precisely what the temperature is, so you kind of have to guess. But they do heat a lot. Now the good thing about this one is it comes with a lot of other tools. So in here you'll have tools to to get the heat to a specific location, like a very tight place, or to or a scraper to take the paint out, or whatever it is. So here's some tools. Again, never used this before, and everything is falling. And let me show you very quickly. So you have these ones, they'll point the heat downwards. You have these ones that trigger the heat to a very small area. So this will be good for the electrical work that I was doing. And this one I have no idea what it is for. But then you have something to scrape, to strip the paint if you want to use it this for. Again, a lot of utilities, and I bought it again for the work that I'm going to be doing on the bike. I thought it would be extremely useful to have. Again, it's something that sometimes you don't think about it, but you might use it. Now, another use that you can have for this is when you taking the engine apart, or any screws or bolts, they are a little bit stuck. Sometimes a little bit of heat helps removing them, or with a bit of WD-40 spray there with the heat. It makes it a lot easier to do these kind of jobs. So all these don't have one specific functionality, but have various ones that you could use for. Now my last tool that I've bought, and I mentioned to you before, but it got delayed, got refunded, ordered from a new place, and this was actually probably the cheapest bike lift I found on Amazon. And you think, the cheapest, probably not the best one, but the reviews are pretty good and is pretty solid. Now this bike lift is very heavy and very strong. It can actually lift up to 500 kilograms, so half a ton. That's loads. So basically, it can lift pretty much any bike that you have. If you have a bike heavier than 500, it's probably not worth having. Just too heavy to have fun with. So both my bikes are much lighter than that, and I bought it just so I can lift my CB250N and change the wheels, because it's one of the jobs I need to do. And I thought if I have it, it will definitely come in handy any other work that I want to do, even on my CB1000R. This bike lift comes with a simple tool, basically Allen key, and that too, and then you just rotate manually. Nothing wrong with that, and then boom, it lifts up. So here it is. It's pretty cool, and I can't wait to use. So that's another thing that I wanted to buy, and now I did, and I can't wait to use it to continue my work on the CB. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's a very short video. It's very quick, because there's so much more I want to be doing today, but for now, this is all the tools that I wanted to share with you. And if you're interested in any of these, have a look. I have the links on my description. So this is it for the video for today. It just gives you an idea of the tools that I bought to help make my life a little bit easier. Again, they're not necessary tools, but if you do have them, will make your life much easier. And when you have all these tools, you can just enjoy the work a little bit more because you have. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, because then you can see all the work that I'm doing on the CB250N. There's a lot going, and now things are moving much faster. So until then, safe riding. Take care. Bye.